Hi there, I hope you're well. The Lord in His kindness has made a way for us to be able to gather together to worship. Yes, there are current restrictions in place like masks and social distancing and no singing out loud, but it is a beautiful thing to be able to gather together with God's people. Take a look for yourself. But clearly, we're still a long way from one of the main features of church life, namely fellowship. I mean, currently the maximum number of people gathering socially should be 6, over the age of 12, from 2 households. And even the guidance says that worshippers are encouraged to move on promptly after they gather. And so when the clock does this, the hall does this. So what are we to do? Well, the writer to the Hebrews he asks just that question in chapter 10, verse 24. He says, and let us think how to stir one another up to love and good works. How? Well, verse 25, by not neglecting to meet together, such as the habit of some, encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. Do you know, the Bible is full of verses that talk about one anothering, love one another, encourage one another, bear with one another, pray for one another, admonish one another, show hospitality to one another, be kind to one another, wash one another, and forgive one another. So how can we do that? Well, whilst meeting indoors is on pause at the moment, if you're able to, why not then arrange to go for a walk straight after the service or the live stream? It's a great chance to catch up on the week, to discuss what the Lord has been saying through the sermon, and even to pray ahead of the week coming. Now, we understand that for some, existing health conditions mean that you are avoiding contact with the general public at this time. And so we continue to pray for you and for your families through this, and especially that we as a church family would be keeping in contact. But if health reasons aren't prohibitive at this time, then do make sure to book into one of the church services when you get the chance. You may see brothers and sisters in Christ who you haven't seen for ages. Why not try to have lunch together, either that day or later in the week? It may be, of course, that for whatever reason, meeting up in person really isn't possible yet. And so can I encourage you then just to pick up the phone or organise a video call, write a card, or just even send a text. So yes, there are restrictions in place that mean that we can't gather in the way that we would like or are used to, but that shouldn't stop us from working hard at making sure that the church continues to be what God designed it to be. Paul says in Ephesians that we are to be speaking the truth in love, that we are to grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and held together by every joint with which it's equipped. When each part is working properly, it makes the body grow so that it builds itself up in love. Hey Gina, how are you doing? I was just reading this passage in Ephesians 4 about what the church is.